This is a competition between Andrew, Alex, and I.
Oh my God.
I cannot believe how difficult flukes are.
There's no turning back.
It's almost like it got stained by some chemical.
Once again, it's that time of year where the weather changes and the polar winter preps begin. It might be getting colder outside, but inside, today, things are starting to heat up, beginning with the Polo Reef research tanks.
So we're gonna put a reactor and a pump in each one.
Right.
We're gonna get the rock out.
Right. Hold the rock out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we're gonna ammonia them. We're gonna season. On the 14th, we're getting fish. For every one of these tanks.
John and Yelson, they're making preparations to some of the tanks for a really interesting experiment that's going to involve a few of Polo Reef's finest aquarists. Stay tuned to see what these guys are cooking in Polo Lab. While Yelson and John continue to prep the lab for the experiment, Alex the vet is right behind working on an investigation of his own. He's going to be collecting some diatom samples from the 2,500-gallon tank for future experiments. Diatoms are tiny algae that might show up on glass, rocks, and sand. They feed on silicates and other nutrients in the water, and they're common in newer tanks. They're completely harmless and usually go away once the aquarium balances out. But like anything else at Polo Reef, the team, they always want to learn more. But he has to use some ingenuity to collect them due to the depth of the tank.
Trying to get algae out of the tank without making a mess. And also getting like a high density, but like not a lot of sand. And if you scoop it, you're gonna get a lot of sand. And then it's a lot harder to find the algae. So,
after extending the length of the pipette, he's able to collect a small sample. Polo Reef is always trying to stay on the forefront of discovery. Tests like these are what will help innovate and push the hobby even further. Stay tuned for future episodes where Alex continues his work on the diatom collections. Back in the lab, Yelson is hard at work continuing to prep the experimental tanks. Here's Jonathan to let us know exactly what they're doing.
This is an experiment competition between Andrew, Alex, and I.
Oh my God.
It's a head-to-head competition.
The reason we're adding all this biological filtration is to sustain the bioload from all these additional fish, of 40, 45 fish per system, as well as to be able to withstand the medications, attacking some of the biological filtration and killing it off, so we still have enough to maintain a proper cycle.
This competitive experiment will be about who has the best quarantine protocols when it comes to a particular finicky fish. It also may help demystify a certain disease that has affected the hobby for decades. Who do you have your money on winning this experimental competition? Leave a comment down below. With the tent all set up, Alex and Andrew head outside to check in on the championship koi.
I cannot believe, Dr. Alex, that how difficult flukes are on koi.
yeah, I think it can be incredibly difficult, especially when we have these large species where we have the fluke underneath the scale. They can stay there dormant for a period of time and then come and reemerge. So they're not in contact with the medication. We've changed our treatment protocol to be a little bit more aggressive with the hypersalinity, as well as increasing the dosage of the fenbendazole.
Before you dose that stuff, let me grab a sample of water, then to test the salinity. And yeah, let's treat these guys. Dump it in.
Beautiful.
Koi can be just as tricky as coral to care for. These animals are very fragile and require constant support. But like anything else at Polo Reef, Andrew and the team take the challenge head on and with the best care possible. In case you missed it, on the last episode at Polo Reef, the team was on the hunt for high metal levels in all the tanks. They've been looking high and low for clues as to what may be the cause of these spikes. From pumps to heat exchangers, even the sumps, they have yet to discover the root issue of the problem. Today, they decide to continue their mission and have their eyes set on the water towers. In this mission, it has one member of the team gearing up for a high wire act.
Today we're going to be emptying the water out of the water tower. We're going to go in there and remove some debris that's on the bottom. We're going to shop back it out and rinse off the sides and clean it up extra good so that we could do another ICP and make sure that that's not one of our issues, the sediment on the bottom. And it also, we haven't done it in a while, so it's just a good maintenance thing.
The water towers at Polo Reef are absolutely massive. There's one larger tower that holds 5,000 gallons of water and two other ones holding 2,500 gallons of water each, making it really deep and hard to access. Today, they'll need to drain the tower before beginning their work. While the towers drain, Alex the vet heads back outside to continue the treatment on the championship koi.
So we're treating with the fenbendazole now. It's a protocol we've used previously. We've had really good success with it. We have about a 99% reduction in the fluke populations. I'm a believer that reaching zero is nearly impossible, as some of those fluke can remain underneath the scales and enter essentially in a dormant state. We're going to be treating again, but we want to be aggressive about it because we're heading into the winter and we don't want to treat during the winter. We try to treat 2-3 times a year. We're going to spread out the medications evenly. I always like to add directly to the waterfall or water export system.
And once again, just like last year, we have the pleasure of watching Alex the vet majestically get from one side of Polo Pond to the other. Each year, this dance, it gets better and better. It's just another day for Alex the vet. Back inside, the team finishes draining the water tower. During the process, Jonathan sees something that catches his eye.
We're 300 gallons short from the big tank. I thought we had, see how that elbow is? It's not low enough to suck up the bottom.
You have a 200, probably 100 gallons.
Okay, well, there's no turning back.
I know.
We're gonna clean it.
And then we're gonna make water that we need to do it.
With the tower now empty, Yeltsin heads down to double check the sump levels. Meanwhile, Andrew's up top getting pumped up for the tower session.
He's doing rock climbing.
Before Jonathan can be lowered into the water tower, the team works on its safety checks, beginning with some super fashionable yellow outer layers. This is fashion at its finest. Yeltsin even stops for a minute for a quick Polo Reef fashion shoot. While Jonathan makes his final preparations for his tower descent, Alex the vet continues his busy day and starts to shift his attention to the beautiful deep water tank. It's been a while since Polo Reef has given an update on this deep water tank. Well, that's because it's still cycling, and today, Alex is going to work on cleaning it up a bit.
So today we're going to be treating the 400-gallon deep water tank while it's cycling for bryopsis. A lot of it's growing out of control, and we just want to slow it down. So we're going to be using fluconazole at 20 milligrams per gallon to remove some of that bryopsis algae. The debate is, does it kill hair algae? Some say yes, some say no. We do have a little bit of hair algae in the system that we do want to test it on as well.
Alex treats the tank with fluconazole and places it in the sump to spread evenly. Once this tank is done cycling, the team will begin to stock it up. The team can't wait to bring this tank to life. Meanwhile, Jonathan is all geared up and ready to be lowered into the tower. But before he does, the team does multiple safety checks. These are trained professionals, so please don't try anything like this at home. It's the moment of truth, and Jonathan is slowly lowered into the tower. Once he gets to the bottom, he realizes he might be in for a long day.
It's all stuck on the bottom. I'm gonna need a brush, the vacuum.
Down there.
I'm doing all right.
I lost the arc down there. Don't become a permanent addition.
Addition to this archaeological find. 1,000 years, even you may be worth something.
Why did it have to be snakes?
With the team circled up at the tower, Alex the vet sneaks outside for his last pond trip of the day. This time, he's going to be examining the koi for flukes to determine if the treatments are working. Max and Alex have been wrangling koi together for years, and at this point, they can net just about anything. Once Alex has his samples, he'll bring them back into Polo Lab to take a closer look under a microscope.
The koi look great. We did change the protocol. We see no fluke at this time. We're going to let them hang out for the rest of winter and no more medications until the spring.
With everything checking out above ground, Jonathan continues his mission in the water tower. While he's down there, he realizes it's a bit dark and he might need a light to get the job done. The team lowers down a light and a pressure washer to help him clean the sides.
Oh yeah, way better.
Once he starts, he finds something strange and he brings it up to Joe.
They're really green. The walls of the tank.
Where's that from?
I don't know. Because you can see from, like, I can't reach it, but 2/3 of the way up, it's white. I don't see how sanding the surface didn't make it less yellow.
I think it's the plastic turned yellow then.
Yeah. It's almost like it got stained by some chemical. Because it's not over here. Like, I don't know if you can see that.
No, it's up here, it's white.
But it's also where the RO runs in, it could be rinsing it off. You see the hose? You know what I'm saying? It could be running down and rinsing it. Let's get the power washer, let's do it.
Back up top, Alex the vet continues his day but working on his last task. And this one involves none other than a clam.
So we're going to be doing a necropsy on one of our clams. As you all know, we've had some issues with clams in the past, and that's something that we're working diligently to figure out what the root cause is. And we're going to be going through some of those tissues, making sure there's no protozoal invaders.
Andrew and the Polo Reef team refuse to give up on the clam protocols and continue their research. Alex is on a hunt of his own to discover what caused this clam to die. The amount of time and effort the team has put into caring for clams has been tremendous. Successfully keeping these magnificent creatures could potentially push the hobby even further. Down in the water tower, Jonathan notices something else that will require Joe's help. He asks for a rope to be lowered down so he can pass a PVC pipe back up top.
I want you to cut a V.
That's your length of that floor.
Yes.
This piece of PVC needs to be cut so the tower in the future can be drained completely of all the water. While Joe cuts the PVC pipe, John will continue to clean the tower. Back in the Polo lab, Alex the vet ends up finding something interesting that he thinks could lead to some answers.
Was able to get a kidney biopsy. We're going to be able to take this. We're going to take that kidney biopsy. We're going to send it to the lab for PCR, see if we can identify the species of protozoal organism within the kidney. And if we can identify that's a previously known pathogenic species, we start working our way backward to a potential treatment.
With some answers being found in the lab, Jonathan is still scrubbing away at the water tower. The team is hopeful that this might lead to finding some answers to the high metal levels found in the systems. With the cleaning finally complete, the last step is to get the dirty water out of the tank and replace the PVC pipe that Joe cut.
That's a lot of water. Can we use a pump?
We have to shop back into the vacuum and then pump it out of the vacuum.
All right. You want me to send down the vacuum?
It's been hours since Jonathan has been lowered into the water tower. With the mission complete, he sends up his gear and is hoisted back up.
I was in the tank, in the water tower, and I was able to power wash the sides. I scrubbed the bottom of some residue and shop vacuumed it all out. The sidewalls of the tank is stained in yellow on majority of it, except for one particular area where the RO runs in. So we're going to fill it and bleach it and see if that removes some of the yellowing on the walls of the tank.
With the tower complete, the team focuses on the next task of the day. In case you missed it, in previous episodes, the team received a shipment of conspic angelfish.
Hello, babies. I'm really excited, guys. I feel like I should be passing out the cigars. I'm a new daddy again. We have 4 baby conspicuous angelfish, captive bred, which means not taken from the wild. And I'm really excited to raise these babies again. We did it many, many years ago. Excited to have them. They're in quarantine right now in a nice, mature, reef-ready system. We're gonna probably move them to the back 300-gallon SPS system, which is the same water as the 17,000. Raise them up a little bit bigger before they go into the new tank. By the way, the reason why these fish are pretty special, A, they're pretty rare. They come from a very narrow geographic range. New Caledonia to, I believe it's Eastern Australia. They're not collected very much at all. They're pretty deep fish, 130 feet down.
Today, the conspics are thriving and they're ready for their next tank move. They'll be placed into the 300-gallon SPS tank so they can grow to their full potential and eventually end up in the 17,000-gallon tank. Before they're placed in their new homes, they'll need to undergo one last check by Alex the vet. At Polo Reef, they don't take any chances. These angels are an amazing fish, and it shows in their personality and colors. Over time, as the conspicuous angels mature and grow larger, they transform colors from a bold juvenile pattern into a deep striking color, making them a great addition to the Polo Reef family.
So we're putting the baby conspic angels in the 300 SPS. They're going in an acclimation box just because there's some other angels in here and we want to make sure there's no aggression between them. We're going to put some pipes and a little bit of rock in there just so they have some places to hide over the next couple days.
From Polo Lab to Polo Pond and deep into the water towers, today was a reminder of what makes Polo Reef different. While Alex searched for answers under the microscope and treatments continued across all the systems, Jonathan and the team took the metals investigations to new depths. It's been a long day of curiosity and problem solving at Polo Reef. Each brush of the scrub, each test sample, and each observation brought the team closer to uncovering the mystery behind the metal spikes that have challenged them for weeks. It's not glamorous work, but it's the kind that defines Polo Reef. As Jonathan climbs back into the light, the tower stands clean again. It's a quiet symbol of determination, teamwork, and the constant push to do better for the animals that depend on them. Because here, every challenge is met head on, and every discovery helps push this amazing hobby to new heights. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to stay updated on everything Polo Reef. Until next time.